The Australian 2022 Grand Prix in the books. It was done about 13 hours ago. But who gives a rat's ass, guys? Because we're here. Sleep
Well,
deprived.
one of us is kind of here, the other one's half dead.
Well, I'm half dead as well, but I can actually still produce a video of good
It's not
quality.
like you.
No, it's not. What's going on here? Woo! Anyway, though, probably the worst race of the season. I mean, it wasn't bad. Like, I just feel like. See, to be honest, though, right? When was the last good Australian Grand Prix? They're not really good. Australia.
You probably need rain in Australia to get a good
The
race.
last one I can think of was 2010. That had rain. Bottom one. Yeah, like I remember the last lap, Webber and Hamilton at each other, battling Alonso and shit. Vettel retired. That's 12 years ago. That's mad. But here, I was also third race of the season. But aye, Charlie Boy Leclerc dominated. Apart from like a slip up on one of the safety car restarts, he wins. Then it was Perez, Russell, Hamilton, Norris, Ricardo, Ocon, Bottas, Gasly, and Albon, who I thought was pretty good, but we'll rate them all properly in our driver ratings, which will come at some point later.
Come tomorrow, right, when I'm not.
Aye, that is it. But
Feeling
aye,
absolute shit.
in terms of the race, I mean, the start wasn't exactly spectacular. Sainz bottles it. Don't know, I mean, talk about issues with his car, but fuck, not a good. I expected more for Sainz this season. It's still early days, but the gap. I mean, I say the gap. Like, I mean, the gap for everyone. The fucking Leclerc's massive.
Just give Leclerc the title and start fresh, I think. That's,
I'd like to check the betting odds after this, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. But that brought out the safety car. Then you kind of get hee-haw happening for like the next couple of bits. And then Vettel, honestly, between have you seen a team have a worse fucking weekend in terms of like crashes than Aston Martin?
no, it's
Like the broke down, crashed twice in final practice, crashed in Hing, both basically back row of the grid, and then he bottles it here. Like I get right, Vettel, it's his first race, but fuck, at least Hulkenberg like was keeping it clean.
yeah.
I mean,
Totally. Vettel's done. Listen.
also he had fucking tests. It's not like
You
he didn't
know what I
have
don't
that.
get? I just don't really understand why Aston Martin, when they're not competitive and they can't really compete for titles, not that Vettel would be helping them in that matter, but surely it just does not benefit Aston Martin. And I know they're like, Aston Martin is a massive brand, so maybe they want a massive driver as well, right? But surely they could get someone who's better at a lot cheaper.
I know.
I mean, like, what about like a Gasly or something like that? I mean, I'm sure Gasly is on a cheap contract compared to Vettel.
I know, like the contract the Vettel's on will be massive.
I mean, Ocon would be on a relatively cheap contract, the guys like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Vettel will probably... There'll not be many drivers that own more money than Vettel. You could get Norris for less than Vettel, Ricardo or whatever. I mean, I know those guys...
Early on in the race, actually, we had like McLaren versus Mercedes, and the cans never really went anymore.
Well, I bet you Vettel's at least the third highest paid driver.
Yeah.
I'd say he's probably second when Hamilton.
No, Max just got a new deal, but maybe before that, never.
But
You
Vettel
know-
will be in the top five, I think,
Yeah.
undoubtedly. And,
Undoubtedly, but
just...
we had a few drivers go long in this race. So,
Would you get K-Mag? Would you not rather have K-Mag in your team?
I would. Who would? We had a few drivers going long with Alonso and Magnussen on the hards, but it didn't really go to luck because another safety car, of course, being brought out by Sebastian Vettel. Then with Perez kind of getting unlucky again with the safety cars, but he manages to beat both marks. And then, surprisingly, but you could also argue not surprisingly, Max breaks down. And he is now, but he is sick from the drivers, like mad in it.
Right.
Fucking mad. And if Red Bull, like, it's one thing saying it, but the reliability's just not there. And you need reliability, like, and it's not like they're that much quicker than Ferrari. You'll say like, when they turn up and they finish races, they'll win. I mean, I'd say Ferrari were quicker this weekend easily. Just look at fucking what Leclerc was doing. You know, so if you look at it like that, Max, massive gap. I think Leclerc's won the title, guys. Pretty much as simple as that. Alonso, Magnussen got screwed because mediums just didn't work at the end. Stroll got a penalty. But I don't know. Did you see why he got that penalty? It was a bit. I don't think he did anything fucking. Pretty harsh for him there. Albon, we were wondering what the fuck were Williams doing, but actually a pretty decent strategy in the end, and he manages to get a point. It was actually a really good drive for Albon. We've buried him in the past, but when he does well, I'll give him all the credit. But that's how the race ended. Leclerc got fastest lap as well. So he leads from Russell, 71 points to 37. Sainz on 33. Perez on 40. Hamilton 28. Verstappen 25. Ocon, quiet race, but yeah, no, he's sitting with 20 points. Then it was Norris, Magnussen, and Bottas with your standings. But yeah, we discussed about who would finish in front of who, Williams or Aston Martin. Well, I'll tell you what, like, I wouldn't be shocked if Aston Martin don't fucking score any points.
Here, I know this is totally fucking irrelevant, right? And I always do shit like this, and you don't really like it. But the fact that I can upload a Hearts match review the following day and it gets 460 views,
It's pretty good, isn't it?
I think it's pretty good.
It is pretty good, guys. We're all about the numbers, the statistics. But aye, Ferrari on top, guys. That'll do it for your
have you heard us?
Australian Grand Prix review. We had to rate the race out of 10. I'd probably give it like a 5. It was kind of a generic race. I feel like the track changes did help, but I feel like it was just DRS trains. And I feel like the DRS only took out between Friday and Saturday. Didn't really help. Like the long straight with the chicane, they could have put that back in. Don't know why they took it out.
No DRS there?
No, they took it out. It was going to be supposed to be 4. I think they took it out because of safety or something. Anyway, though, guys, that'll do it. What are you giving it a 10? I'll give it a 5.
Considering I had to fucking suffer all day in work because I sat up watching this pish and I lost about £100 in bets, I'm going to give it a 4.
Sounds fair enough to us. We'll be back with the driver ratings at some point, but until then, peace.